Welcome to another episode of Polite for What? Where being polite is optional, but listening is a must. I'm your host, Rhea, and I'm back with another episode. Today, I am by myself, guys. My brother can't be here today, so hopefully you guys just want to rock out with me today as we talk about some basketball content. But before we hop into that, as always, guys, can you please like, subscribe, and share this content with anybody you know that likes sports? Even if they don't like sports, share it with them anyways. We just want to make sure we get into the algorithm so we can continue bringing you guys some good content. All right, so let's hop right into it. Like I said, today will be all about basketball. I feel like we've been talking about football for a long time, and we haven't talked about basketball much. So let's hop right into it. So the Houston Rockets win 10 games in a row, beating the OKC Thunder. Now, if you watched this game last night, you will know this was an absolute battle. When I tell y'all that Jalen Green was in his bag, 37 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. This man said, Trey, who? Because I ain't going nowhere. He was in his bag last night. He refused to let Houston lose. It was a good game, guys. If y'all missed it, y'all missed a really good game last night. The game ended up going into overtime, but Houston did end up pulling it off. So if you don't know, if you haven't been watching basketball much, the Rockets have 10 games left. So with these last 10 games, they have to win because right now they are the 11th seed and they're trying to get to that 10 spot for the play-in. So right now, the Warriors currently hold that spot, but the Rockets is one game back. So listen, I'm really hoping the Warriors kind of slip up and lose one of them games. Cause look, I want the Rockets to sneak in there, man. I feel like this team has played amazing all year. I love what Ime is doing with the team. So I really want H-Town to get in there. So let's go, Houston. I hope y'all can win these last 10 games. These last 10 games is not going to be easy by far. Matter of fact, I think they have to play the Warriors within those 10 games. So hopefully the Warriors can slide up a little bit so the Rockets can get in there. But, man, I don't know. Hopefully we can. But anyways, moving on to the next topic. Speaking of play-in, so I went through the list this week and pretty much the East and the West, they have a couple of teams that's kind of fighting for their life to get into the play-in as well. So it was a few names in the East that kind of I was kind of like, what are these teams doing here? Same thing for the West. So for the East, we got the Miami Heat, the 76ers, the Bulls, and the Hawks. Now, the Bulls and the Hawks, I can't say that I'm surprised about either of those, but who I am surprised about, who I am surprised about is the Miami Heat and the 76ers. Now, I don't know if the 76ers is in this position because they lost James Harden or what's really going on over there, but Miami Heat, same thing. With them, I could kind of expect it, but not really because last year they did make the playoff. They were a playoff team. Jimmy Butler pretty much carried them, but they did lose a lot of people last year. So maybe that's the reason why they might be in this predicament. But yes, all those teams are also fighting for a play-in spot as well. So moving over to the West, we have the Phoenix Suns, the Sacramento Kings, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Warriors. Now, I will say this. We already talked about the Warriors and why, they're in a position they in. The Lakers, I already seen this coming. I said this earlier this year. I said the Lakers would not make the play-in, and here we are. They are currently, I think, in the 9 seed, but they barely hanging on too. So, and then we got the Kings. I'm really surprised that the Kings are down here because I feel like the Kings had a really good team last year. I haven't really watched them much this year, but I don't feel like the Kings should be in this position. I don't know what's going on with them over there, but they're currently fighting for a playing spot as well. And then we got the Phoenix Suns. Now, on paper, the Phoenix Suns is an amazing team. You got KD over there, you got Bradley Beal, and you got Booker. So with them having a big three over there, you wouldn't think they was in this position, but they are in this position. So just like March Madness, 2 of these teams are gonna go home at some point. So it's only 2 spots left on both sides. So I don't know. Like I don't know who's gonna get in, but one team I hope they do get in. I hope it's H-Town. I hope it's Houston. Now I do root for all things Houston except for when it comes to football. When it's football, y'all know that I'm a Cowboys fan to my heart. But I represent for the Astros. I represent for the Rockets. So I do want the Rockets to get in there and make a little noise. I feel like they get in there. I feel like they gonna turn up. So yeah, moving along. Now, speaking of the Warriors, we talked about them a little bit. Now, last night during the game, the Warriors was playing. They played the Magic, right? So Paulo Banchero went for a layup, and then they called a foul on Stephen Curry. So when the foul got called on Stephen Curry, of course Draymond Green goes up to the ref, and he's like, I guess he's asking like, oh, why did you call a foul or whatever he was saying, got him a tick. Now Draymond, you know that, sir, you was just suspended this year. You already got a bad rep going. You putting a target on your back. Leave them refs alone. First of all, they didn't even call the foul on you. So why are you even talking to the refs? I don't know what he said, but it got him ejected. Now, he did come out today and say, you know what, I take full accountability, and I should have been ejected at that point. But it don't matter, man. You should have never put yourself in that position. First of all, like I said earlier, the Warriors are fighting to get into the play-in. So this is not a good time for you to be getting ejected. Like, your team needs you, and then you can clearly see that this really bothered Stephen Curry. Like, you seen him with his jersey over his face, like, man, not again. Here we go, Draymond with his BS on his BS again. And I just feel like at this point, like, Stephen Curry is getting he's getting really irritated with him. Like, come on, Draymond, like, you gotta do better than that. You costing us losses. Like, you're getting ejected. Like, your team needs you, man. So Draymond, for the rest of the year, just chill out. Like, your team needs you. Now, I ain't really trying to give you no advice for real, because like I said, I want the Rockets to get in there, but your teammates, they need you. They need you right now. Now, I will go on record to say this, because it's polite for what y'all probably not gonna like it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I feel like the Warriors should have kept Jordan Poole over Draymond, because at this point, Draymond is more issues than what they paid for. At least if they would have kept Jordan Poole, he wouldn't be getting ejected. He wouldn't be hurting his team. He would be helping his team. So I know y'all probably want to tussle with me in the comments, but your girl ain't scared. Like, I said what I said, and I'm standing on that. I feel like that should have got rid of him. Plus, I feel like Jordan Poole has more upside with the team anyway. Like, Draymond Green is not going to be in the league too much longer anyway, so I would have kept him. I would have kept Poole over Draymond Green. Fight me if y'all want to, but it is what it is. Anyways, moving on. All right, y'all. So we're gonna move on. Can we talk about March Madness? When I tell you March Madness is going crazy right now, March Madness is going crazy. So the tournament resumes tonight. So by the time y'all see this, the games have already happened, because, of course, this is pre-recorded. But anyways, kicking off tonight, we have Clemson versus Arizona, and of course, this game already happened. Clemson did beat Arizona 77-72. Then we had San Diego State versus UConn. UConn beat them 82-52. That was an absolute blowout, 30 points. Now, I will say this. San Diego State kept it very competitive in the first half, but that second half, UConn just opened the game up, and it was a total blowout by 30. Then we had an upset, Alabama versus North Carolina, and Alabama upset them 89-87. And this is the first time they are going to the Elite Eight since 2004. Now, I will say this. Grant Nelson, I don't really watch men's basketball too much, but I will say Grant Nelson was in his bag tonight. He came up with some big blocks when his team needed him at the end. This man had 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks. When I tell you he had a game, he had a good game. Like I said, he had 2 big pivotal stops at the end of the game. So congratulations to Alabama on that upset. That's the only upset that we've seen so far. I am anxious to see what U of H is gonna do. Like I said, I'm all things H-Town, so I am rooting for U of H. They play Duke tomorrow, so hopefully U of H can pull it out, and Duke don't come out with the upset. 'Cause I think Houston may be favored in this game. So yeah, I'm not trying to see no upset. All right, so let's get into some women's basketball. This is what I want to talk about. Cause listen, when I tell y'all, like, the women's side of this thing is getting crazy. Like, they turning up over there on the women's side now. There are some big games that I'm ready to see with the women's this weekend. So we got Iowa versus Colorado. And I think this game is going to be a tall task for Clayton Clark and Iowa. I'm not even going to lie. Colorado plays some really, really good defense. So this is not going to be no walk in the park. I think Iowa and Caitlin Clark is really going to have to bring it against Colorado. Because like I said, they are not no pushovers. And then another game I want to see, we got LSU versus UCLA. Now, over there, they do have Kiki Rice, who's a freshman. She's been balling out. LSU, y'all gonna, hey, y'all gonna have a time on y'all hand too. Cause I ain't gonna lie, LSU, y'all was kind of shaky in the first 2 games. Now I ain't gonna lie. So what y'all think? Y'all think LSU gonna be able to pull it off or what? I want y'all to tell me in the comments. Tell me down low what y'all think. Y'all think they're gonna pull it off, or will this be the upset? Will this be the upset on the women's side? I don't know. Hopefully LSU can pull it off because this is my favorite to win it all. LSU won it last year, so I'm really hoping LSU can pull it off. But hey, you never know. This is why it's March Madness. Then we got I also want to see South Carolina play Indiana. Now, I don't know much about Indiana, but I have been watching South Carolina. So if South Carolina play like how they been playing all year, I feel like South Carolina can pull it out. And then you have USC versus Baylor. Now I will say I am going for Juju in this game. Juju have also been another person who's been in her bag. Juju also just she led her team to the first 16 since 1994. So big shouts out to Juju. She in her bag doing her thing too. So USC, I'm kind of pulling for Iowa just because I want to see that matchup with LSU and Iowa, but I don't know. So I'm kind of sort of pulling for them. And then of course, South Carolina, but South Carolina, they're on the other side of the bracket. So if LSU was to meet them, it'll be at the end. So those are my picks for the weekend. But I do want to shed some light real quick before I get out of here. Like I said, this is going to be a quick episode. This is just my thoughts on what's been going on this weekend. Well, not this weekend, but the last few days. But I do want to shed some light real quick. So according to ESPN, this is the top 25 players that's remaining in the Sweet 16. So before y'all get in the comments trying to fight with me, I did not put these in order. This is strictly ESPN. So y'all don't get mad at me when I go through my little list. All right. So starting with number 1, we have Caitlin Clark, Iowa. We have Paige Beckers, UConn. Juju Watkins, USC. Hannah Hidalgo, Notre Dame. Madison Booker, Texas. Cameron Brink, Stanford. Aaliyah Edwards, UConn. Angel Reese, LSU. Kiki Irifin, I hope I'm saying that right, Stanford. Malaysia Fawali, South Carolina. Camilla Cardosa, South Carolina. Mackenzie Holmes, Indiana. Sonia Citron, Notre Dame. Lauren Betts, UCLA. Reagan Richardson, Duke. Anissa Morrow, LSU. Yvonne Ejim, Gonzaga. Reagan Beers, Oregon. Mackenzie Forbes, USC. Tahina Powpow, South Carolina. Kiki Rice, UCLA. Jalen Sherrod, Colorado. Isaiah James, NC State. Flajay Johnson, LSU. And Maddie Westbill, Notre Dame. So these are some women who has helped their teams get to the Sweet 16 so far. And out of that list, like I said, Paige Beck. Now, I will say this. Out of that list, Paige Beckers has really been in her bag. Like, she's been hooping. Like, her last game, she had 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. So, Paige is really out here balling. So, that's one of my favorites that I want to see this weekend, too. I don't think I had her on the list of the games, but I do want to see Paige this weekend because, like I said, listen, that girl is in her bag. So that's pretty much all I have, guys. Like again, tell me in the comments who y'all think gonna be upset this weekend. Tell me who's y'all favorites. Who y'all think on the men and the women, on the men and the women's side. Who y'all think gonna take it for the men? Who y'all gonna think they gonna take it for the women? All right, y'all. So that's my time. I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, I just want to pop in, give my little thoughts, and continue to bring you guys some good content so we can grow our following and get some more subscribers. So as always, tell a friend and tell a friend. So follow us on YouTube and Instagram, and our handle is polite for what _ podcast. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll see you guys next time.